News brief. Second dinner. The studio set up last summer by two Hearthstone devs, former game director Ben Broad, and former executive producer Hamilton Chu, has secured both a partnership with Marvel of its first game, in addition to a $30 million investment from NetEase. While Second Dinner aims to remain a small studio, the five-man team is looking to use that investment to hire additional developers for its recently set up Irvine, California office. Broad, Chu, and fellow co-founders on ex-Blizzard devs Mike Schweitzer, Yong Wu, and Yomoro Kindred set up Second Dinner last June after leaving Blizzard to, in Broad's words, take a crazy risk and get back to hands-on game development. Steel Division developer Eugen Systems has fired 6 employees involved in an ongoing pay dispute, which represents around a quarter of its entire workforce. Prior to the sackings, there were around 21 developers left at the French studio, which has been lambasted by staff over the past 2 years for failing to compensate them for overtime, ignoring minimum wage laws, and refusing to acknowledge employee contracts. The situation boiled over in February this year, when a group of Eugen devs walked out on strike, although they were ultimately forced to return to work 2 months later after management refused to negotiate. Since then, the Video Game Workers Union of France, STEF, has promised to help Eugen employees fight for their rights with all the legal means at its disposal, and is in the process of bringing a case against Eugen to a labor tribunal. For its part, Eugen claims the firings are unrelated to the ongoing pay dispute, but the staff has branded the move an act of retaliation. We believe that this was an act of retaliation and a preemptive move by management ahead of a case over low pay being brought against Eugen Systems by 15 employees as well as the staff. The case is due to go before the labor tribunal in March 2019. Wrote the staff. The 6 workers were fired under the pretext of having negatively affected the mood, greater ambience of the studio and used insulting language in a conversation that took place in a private chat channel. All 6 were participants in this year's strike. Those interested can read the staff's full account of the situation right here. In 2018, I experienced one of my biggest shifts in video gaming behavior over the past decade. Overall, the industry is going through some interesting changes with the introduction of Epic and Discord's game marketplaces, and an explosion of games available on Steam and no storefronts. Personally, it was a big change of me, because I moved in with my fiancé, got married, and overall had less time for my old gaming habits. Instead of playing mostly new games, I have played a mix of new and old games over the past year. Here are some of the trends in my gameplay habits that I noticed in 2018. I started working for Zynga in June, and shortly before then I started exploring mobile games, such as Words with Friends 2. My commute also changed over the past year, and I have more time commuting on the train that I can now spend playing games. One of the genres that I have kept on my phone throughout the year is match-3 titles, including Crazy Cake Swamp, Wonka's World of Candy, and Candy Crush Friends Saga. This is the first year that I really got into mobile gaming, and I have even started playing some of these games outside of my commute. Another trend in my gaming habits that I have noticed in the past year is playing games on easier modes. Since I have less time to play games, I want to get through games quicker, rather than constantly replaying sections of a game. I found myself setting the difficulty level on Wolfenstein 2 to easy mode, so that I could make progress through the game more quickly. I still enjoy challenge in games, but lack the ability to take shortcuts to progress the story. Procedural content generation (POP) has already seen huge success, with level generation in Minecraft and weapon creation in Borderlands. But this year was the first time that I experienced a game using POP for creating high-fidelity 3D levels. I started playing the Descenders game preview on X1, and really enjoyed the feel of the generated levels. While the early game levels became repetitive after a bit, the later zones in the game added enough terrain configurations to keep the level's diverse and interesting. I'd also tried out some new genres of games this year, including Gone Home. This game has been out for a while, but I finally took the time to play it after downloading it when it was offered through Xlive. I enjoyed the pace of the game and the focus on narrative, and it aligned well with my focus on more casual gameplay experiences. As mentioned with Gone Home, I have purchased fewer games directly over the past year, and have taken advantage of more of the games available through Xlive and PS Plus. One of my favorites that I replayed this year was Curse of the Shogun, where I played through the DLC content for the first time. Over the past year, I have kept my number of gaming subscriptions steady, while decreasing my number of video streaming subscriptions. These been exploring subscription services for a few years, with the Access and Origin Access, and X Game Pass is shaping up to be a great service as well. I have also been replaying some of favorite games over the past year. Remastered editions, such as Dark Souls, provided a great nudge to encourage me to revisit these classic titles. Between remastered titles, X-backwards compatibility, and classic console releases, there's several options for going back and enjoying older games. This is a trend in my gameplay habits. It logged about back in 2015, and it's been great seeing more availability of classic titles. Ben Weber is the principal data scientist at Zynga, with rehiring. Curious about how developers are designing immersive games and experiences for next-gen tech, then make your way to the 2019 Game Developers Conference in March, where folks from Magic Leap will be sharing what they have learned about developing for the unique augmented reality system. In a special audio track talk on bringing virtual audio into the real world with Create Magic Leap senior audio designer composer Dave Shumway will offer lessons learned regarding the use of spatial audio techniques, designing for a wearable experience, and ensuring that audio is part of a holistic approach to experience design. From the creation of sound and music to the implementation of assets on device, this session will provide specific examples of how design is utilized audio to enhance the unique experience of Create. On Magic Leap 1, you will have the chance to gain insight into the end-to-end process of designing and implementing audio for a first-party, mixed reality experience, and the challenges and opportunities that accompany development on a brand new platform. For more details on this talk, and many more, check out THEGDC 2019 session scheduler. There you can begin to lay out your GD week, which takes place March 18th through the 22nd at the newly renovated Moscone Center in San Francisco. Bring your team to GD, register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more here. For more details on GDC 2019 visit the show's official website, or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, or RSS. Gamasutra and GD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. The Gamasutra job board is the most diverse, active and established board of its kind for the video game industry. Here is just one of the many positions being advertised right now. Location: Berlin, Germany. Are you passionate about designing killer mechanics, amazing combat features, and delivering exciting gameplay? And we want to hear from you. Toadman Interactive Berlin is seeking a mid-to senior game designer to join us in defining and building our next hit game for X, PlayStation, and PC. You will be joining a highly talented and diverse team of developers right at the start of our new project. As a key driving force behind game design in the studio, you will be expected to be a creative problem solver, work closely with other departments,